but our ancestors believed they should have a voice, and so they've got the seat among the six. Most of other tribes see them as scavengers and bottom feeders, but don't say that to a twice-split arrow. They think themselves survivors, and they are as proud of their tribe as anyone else. She shrugs. They'll accept anyone, and I suppose there are virtue in that. You never know what you are getting with them, though. Some clans will rob you blind, and others slaughter a lamb for the honor of your visit. So the guided compass is your tribe, right? Indeed, we are one of the younger tribes, and not one of the most prestigious. We have tried to keep the peace with the Estramoran, which has earned us the reputation of appeasers among some of our hardline brethren in 3 Thastelgar and the Keepers of the Stone. We value our heritage as Glanfathans, but we recognize that the Extramoran are here to stay. The way we see it, we can better follow our mandate to protect the places of the builders by making peace with our neighbors. So I'd like to ask about another matter. Something else would like to know? So I'd like to know more about you. I'm the Anamanfath of the Guided Compass. Like many Anamanfatha, I have leadership in my blood. While tribal authority is not strictly hereditary, we believe that strong leaders can impart a portion of their souls to their children and grandchildren, meaning that Anamanfatha may succeed from a single line for many generations. She worries a sharpened thumb claw. Of course, with all that's happened here lately, I've wondered whether my family's line is coming to an end with me. Okay, farewell. Okay, let's go here to Elm's Reach. Let's talk with the Delmgan and find out where Thaos went. Here, Elm's Reach. Here. Yeah, speak with the Delmgan at Teir Evron in Elm's Reach, okay? Yeah. Ooh, my god. The guard places his spear between you and the path that leads beyond the gates. Still, Estramor, the rest of the city is forbidden except by order of one of Anamanfatha. Trespassing in Twin Elms is punishable by death. So I come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass. The guard scowls and looks at his companion, who nods back. He turns to you again, his knuckles whitening around the shaft of his spears. Always too cozy with the Estramoran. Go then, and mind your step around the sacred stones.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yes, so let's go. Here we are. And here it said that we have to go to Teir Evron. Teir Evron. Twin Elms. Yeah. Okay. So let's go this way. Ooh, we don't steal anything. But we can take these mushrooms. They are very important. And this too. Ooh, moss. Yeah. Ooh, another vision.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara ex Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer.
You honor me, Grand Inquisitor.
It is not for honor that I summoned you today. but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court.
So how could we reach her?
Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution.
But how would we get Iavara to move to Oceanus?
You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Okay. So that was another vision from the past. And so we need to talk. Okay. Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from the great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, rigid and scaly, wreathed in a curly tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of the serrated leaves like the dropping branches of the elms above, and the pupils of their eyes are encircled by hundreds of even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
So I seek a man who came through here. It sounds as though you have already met him.
There! By his own admission, Sheetha.
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer. Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial.
Shija turns back to face you.
The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Thaos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
So I have a problem and he's the only one who can fix it. Stopping him might end Waidwen's legacy. He must face justice for his transgressions. He crossed me, I intend to get my revenge. We seem to be linked and I need to know why. I don't fully know myself. My reasons are my own concern. It has nothing to do with you. Yeah, so I should go. I have a problem and he's the only one who can fix it. Stopping him might end Waidwen's legacy. Or he must face justice for his transgression. Yeah, I have a problem and he's the only one who can fix it. I'm actually inclined between the first three. Yeah, let's go with this. Try to be a people's person. Okay, stopping him might end Waidwen's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the leaden key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheetha. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Thaos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
Yeah, I just need to get to Thaos.
I am sorry to tell you this, but Thaos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
What's she mean? I thought Merwold said, Aloth's face is rigid. This is permanent? What? Kana glances at you. But that can't be right, not after everything. There must be someone else we can ask. Sagani gazes flickers to you. I'm sorry. We did not come down this road together to be refused passage by a pair of talking saplings. So this has all been for nothing, and I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
No, but I had hoped it would be something I could forget. I would rather have tried to put things right. I would live with it if I could. That or kill the man who brought them up. I had to believe in something. I didn't have a choice. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
You would rather believe in a comforting falsity than accept a hard truth. A common trait among your kind. Endearing in some ways, but it is an obstruction. A lie within a lie. It is only when you face that truth, abandon hope of salvation, and digest its uncompromising absoluteness, that a soul's true nature is laid bare. However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
So, what is it?
The man Thaos you must already know by now.
Oh yeah, I know.
You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
So my past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Thaos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Thaos' path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
So you said you know where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, sun and shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
So is there another way to get to him?
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Berath Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
So what is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
So how would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Teir Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
So the only way to get through this pit is to pray for help?
Not the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
Oh, that's very helpful. Who would I pray to? Any god you can, I should think.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared.
So is there no other way?
None.
Okay, that's direct. How do I pray?
Teir Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, we know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
I have other questions.
What do you wish to know?
So how did you know I was pursuing Thaos?
The same way that you are no doubt able to peer into the ether and experience the souls of others. It is something we are born with, some more, some less. A gift common to many creatures of the wilds. You share certain similarities with the man you pursue. For your sake, I pray they are few and of no consequence.
So you mentioned that people come to these elms without knowing why. A soul has a will all its own. Its needs and whims are seldom understood, but they follow them all the same.
There is something about this place that reaches beyond our understanding, something like a beacon. The elms have a way of uniting souls that have been seeking one another, with or without their owner's awareness. Sometimes it is for love, sometimes for vengeance, sometimes for peace. Often it is for no reason we will ever know. In your case, let us hope it is for peace.
Or vengeance.
So I want to know about the two of you.
There is little to be said about us, for we are bound here, caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time but not distance, measured in observations but not experiences. We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
So I need to know about praying for the support of the gods.
We will tell you what we can.
Okay. That's it? Okay, farewell.
Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
So I won't know until I get there. I need to understand our history so it may be put to rest, nothing more. He must be destroyed. I would return him to the wheels of life and death, so he may trouble me no more. I wish to undo the harm he's caused. I would set him on a better path. I would take his place and power for myself. Yeah, I wish to undo the harm he's caused.
You would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
But perhaps there are strides you can make.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Okay. So now, pray to the gods in this, or travel to the burial isle. Yeah, let's go to inside, pray to the gods. And here it says, okay, we need to pray. So let's book up the hunt. Okay, so this is the philosophy. Oh my god, this is so much to read. We're learning to hunt, please, Galawine. What about this? All lost value, all souls can be infused. So these books, I do remember these books contain the keywords that we have to say. So let's pick this. Okay, yeah, let's take this one. And let's read a couple of books. Actually, let's take them all. We might be able to oh my goodness, there are so many. Okay, this is the Jonas. The many faces of Berath. So, okay, this is one of the gods. So how fitting that we know the god. So this god is the god of death and the god of life, Berath. That I do remember. So Berath, while the Valiants now know this. How fitting that we know the god of cycles, doorways, mortality and inevitability as Berath, while the Valiants know this very same god as Sirono. For if nothing else, Berath teaches us that duality exists in all things. There is life in death and death in life. Embrace this duality and you honor Berath. Okay? So this is... Now I remember. So for Berath, this is the key word. Now I remember this. Okay, let's pray to Berath.
Magnificent.
Okay. Kalawan. Berath, here. In the glittering stars of the nearby constellation, you see the grim shape of a skull. His jaws are open wide as if frozen in a silent scream. Okay, pray to Berath. You kneel before the shrine and prepare to recite the ritual words. All things can be forged. There is life in death and death in life. Yeah, this is it. The Bible begins. You find these keywords by reading all those books. But I remember, so there is life in death and death in life. So there is rippling shifts in the air around you, as if some unfelt wind has changed, bringing unexpected warmth. You feel the peculiar weight of an unseen presence and of eyes upon you. You kneel and pray to Berath. Even while your eyes are closed, you see a road that seems to stretch on forever. The stars wheel overhead in a clockwork rotation of constellations, disappearing over the horizon to your left only to rise on your right. You try to make out the details on either side of the road, but your eyes can't seem to focus. One moment you think you see a meadow blanketed with mist and another sheer canyon walls. For just an instant, you even see waves lapping at the edges of the road. Were you to step into the shifting landscape, you feel certain you would only end up back on the road. You know this is a vision, but the packed dirt feels firm beneath your feet and the night air cool on your face. You are walking, your feet seem to carry you forward of their own accord. Something looms ahead of you. As you get closer, you see two stone figures that look strangely familiar. Kana, our old friends, life in death and death in life. We are in the realm of the Twin God, and here are its two aspects. You remember the door to Cleamban Rilag and the two figures carved into the mountains next to it. One looks vaguely male and the other vaguely female. Only a thin layer of flesh covers their skeletal bodies, which twist to face the doorway between them. The doorway, however, is not what you saw in the ruins. It's a skull, gaping and jawless, and as you look on, its open mouth seems to grow. The arms of the two stone sculptures are swept towards the mouth, inviting you in. Okay, enter the skull's mouth. The road continues through the maw to another shifting landscape surrounded by stars. As you pass through it, you see an identical doorway in the distance. A dwarven man stands near it, unmoving. You turn and look behind you, only to see the skull gate you just passed facing you. An elven woman waits in the road. Like the dwarf, she stands still. Yeah, so let's approach the elven woman. You start toward her. There is something unnatural about the way she stands. She's too still. When you get closer, you see that her legs taper into a slender trunk, and in place of her feet are gnarled, twisting roots. She lifts her face to an invisible sun. Her long golden hair is the color of autumn leaves, and as you look more closely, you realize that her head is actually covered with tendrils and vines sprouting brilliant yellow leaves. Each glimmers with the essence of an entire soul. She gives you a beatific smile. As you look on, the leaves slowly fall from her head and settle at her roots. They melt into the path beneath her, and almost immediately new leaves sprout in the place of the old. She reaches toward you, still smiling as roots spring from her fingertips. Her outstretched arms bar the path. Come, graft your soul to the golden grove. Okay, take her hand. Her roots twine around your fingers, and as they do, they grow rigid and cold. Her outstretched arm petrifies, and as a rough stone bark overtakes her flesh, she can only look on in horror. You break away from her brittle grasp. Her feet are rotted in place, but she twists and wriggles as if trying to flee her own dying limb. The petrification reaches her shoulder and spreads down her body, freezing it in a painful arc. It creeps up her neck, and she throws her face skyward like a drowning swimmer. The grayness covers her face, freezing her gasp in a stone. Now that she is still and lifeless, you can continue past her. Only the golden leaves on her head remain untouched, and as you watch, they fall one by one to the path below. They shrivel as the shimmering essence fades from them. You lift your gaze and see the dwarven man standing further down the road. Okay, approach the dwarven man. You continue down the road toward him. He looks up as you approach, but you can't tell if he's looking at you or through you. His face is smooth but flaccid, as if the flesh has detached from the muscle underneath. As you look on, his face begins to change. Wrinkles crack at the corners of his eyes. His mouth sinks, carving deep lines from his nose to the corner of his lips. His jaws sag, and the loose flesh hangs like dough. He raises his cupped hands. They are covered in blood. He lifts them to his face and smears himself, from his newly creased forehead to the wattles of his neck.